Hi everyone, very good evening to you. I see the number of attendees is increasing as we are moving closer to the timing of the session. So thank you so much for joining in early. Let me just introduce myself as well. So my name is Rasha Khan and I'm joining all the way from Bangalore, India. We would love to know where are you joining us from? And usually people join us from different parts of India. And how you can share that is you can drop us a hello on the chat just like the way I am doing now. So I'm sharing my introduction and you can also let us know by dropping your name and where are you joining us from. So yeah. Please don't only write India, mention where in India. Yeah, great. Awesome. And we are also streaming live on our YouTube channel. So a lot of folks are watching us there as well. So folks who have joined us on YouTube can also do the same. You can share your introductions on the YouTube live chat box, letting us know your name and where are you tuning in from. Let's utilize this time before we start the session. And we have our expert speaker, Amitendra Srivastava, here with us. Good evening, Amitendra.
Good evening, Rasha.
Where are you joining us from, Amitendra?
I'm joining from Hyderabad, India.
Great. Folks, on the YouTube live chat box, I see someone has joined us from Nepal as well. Great. I see someone has joined us from US as well. On YouTube, I think we have a global audience there watching us. Let me also quickly check the introductions on the chat here. I see Jia has joined us from Bangalore, Sarth from Delhi, Nishant from Mumbai, and I see Shala from Jamshedpur, Jia from Bangalore, Shekhar from Coimbatore. Janvi says, hi Rasha, hi, would love to know where are you joining us from. Likita from Bangalore, Gaurav from Punjab, Pati from Andhra Pradesh, India, and Sakshi from UP. Umair says, hello, would love to know where are you joining us from, Umair. And I think a lot more introductions here. Let me also quickly talk about what are we going to cover today in this free program review. Meanwhile, you give your amazing introductions on the chat there. So today we'll be covering how you can kickstart your GenAI and machine learning career on a high growth path in 2024 with the IIT Guwahati's professional certificate program in GenAI and ML. So we'll be talking more about GenAI and ML in the starting, and then followed by that we'll have a deep dive into the IIT Guwahati program, what exactly it offers. So I'll move on towards the agenda, but before that, also let me introduce you to Simplilearn. So this webinar and the program is powered by Simplilearn, world's #1 online bootcamp. We have been in the digital skills space for more than a decade now, and we are very proud that we have transformed lives and empowering people via these skills. And the skill we'll be talking about today is the GenAI and machine learning skill. I think a pretty trendy topic, right? Everyone wants to know what's going on in the GenAI sector, right? And how it's impacting the industry and the jobs. And we have a few quick and easy ground rules here for you to follow during the session and after the session as well. This is to make sure that you have an amazing experience, not only during the webinar, but after the webinar as well. So I know a lot of you folks have just joined. So in case you've missed anything, please don't worry. I'll share these ground rules on the chat as well. So folks who are new, so please don't worry about that. And so the first ground rule here is simple and easy. If you have a question, put it in the Q&A box on Zoom. The thing is, we get a lot of messages and we already have a high attendance. So we might actually miss your questions on the chat box and we would love to address all of your questions. So please move it to the Q&A box and so we can help you out. And the session is being recorded. We are streaming live on our YouTube channel as well. So in case you have missed anything, in case you want to go through the recording once again, you can either go to our YouTube channel and watch the live section. You'll find the latest video on this webinar, and or you can expect the details over your mail as well. You should receive that within 24 to 48 hours over your mail. And for attending this webinar as well, we have a webinar certificate. For that, you'll have to stay till the end. This session is 60 minutes long. And in the end, I will be launching a webinar poll, which will capture your full name. So let me show you how exactly the certificate looks like. So this is how the certificate of participation looks like. This is what I need from you, your name, and not now, towards the end, because you have to request your proof of attendance. And you can see the title here, and this is accredited by Simplilearn, and you can go and basically tag our Simplilearn handle, and also our expert Amitendra Srivastava. Let me quickly share his LinkedIn ID with you. You can follow him for updates there. Check out, what he has been up to as well, even after this webinar. So let me do that quickly. So you do that. And I'll share once more in the end as well, when I share about, where you can share the certificate. So yeah, now I'm talking about Amitendra, quickly introducing him as well. So would like to welcome him once again. And it's always a pleasure hosting you, Amitendra. And I think we have a new program here which we'll be talking about. But before that, let's get to know a little bit about you as well for our audience here.
Thanks, Rasha. Hello, everyone. I'm truly delighted to be here with all of you today. My name is Amitendra, and I'll take a few moments to introduce myself. Knowledge of accumulating over passion for analytics and statistical concepts. This passion has driven me to excel in the fields of training delivery and analytics product development. Over these years, I have had the incredible opportunity to work with some remarkable organizations and individuals. I have had the privilege of training corporate organizations in data science, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, accumulating over 4,500 hours of training experience. It's been a deeply rewarding experience to empower professionals with the knowledge and skills to harness the power of these transformative technologies. And in addition to my training endeavors, I'm proud to be associated with esteemed institutions like Purdue University and Caltech through my partnership with Simplilearn. And this collaboration has allowed me to contribute to the education of aspiring data scientists and analysts. So that's what I have been doing in last 15, 16 years of my career.
Thank you so much, Amitendra, for your introduction here. I think folks are finding it a little difficult to click on the link. Let me do one thing. I'll just add the scan code here let me add it here. And this is his profile link. So when I go to the slide, you can just scan it here. So I'm just keeping it here for you. And yeah, moving on towards the introduction of agenda here. So the first and the most important agenda of today's session is about you, getting to know a little bit about you, how we can help you out in your career better. And the second agenda is about the GenAI and machine learning careers in 2024 and beyond. Followed by that, we'll be covering the program introduction for the professional certificate program in generative AI and machine learning with ENICT Academy IIT Guwahati. We'll be deep diving into the learning path, the tools which are covered, the skills which are covered, hands-on projects which are provided for the program, which gives you that practical exposure. And we'll be talking about how this program prepares you. And also followed by that, once you share your interest towards enrollment, we'll be taking you through the quick enrollment steps. We'll be sharing the upcoming cohort and also the program fee, and also last but not the least, the Q&A. So again, like the Q&A is secured towards the end in order to make sure that we are able to address all of your questions which you might have throughout the session. So keep your questions ready. You can put it in the Q&A box, and yeah, we'll be trying to address your question maybe throughout the session, if time allows for our expert Amitendra. If not, just have a little patience. Just wait till the end, and we'll try to address it then. So, yeah. Moving on towards the next slide, let's start with a quick poll here. So I see so many amazing introductions. I see folks have joined us from Kolkata, Chennai, Bangalore, and Tamil Nadu, Bareilly. So let's also do a quick poll here to understand how many years of experience do you currently have. So I'm launching a poll on Zoom, and you can select the option which is the most suitable to you. So the first one here is currently studying. Second one here is 0 to 3 years. Third one here is 3 to 5 years. And the fourth one here is more than 5 years. I see you folks are pretty quick there. And we already have a really high attendance, folks. So welcome, everyone. I think a lot of new folks have joined in the last few minutes. So folks who have missed the ground rules, what I'll do is I'll share in the chat once again for you. So you will know like what are the ground rules for the session. So you're informed about what to follow here or any questions you might have about that. So I'm sharing it on the chat once again. And thank you for joining us. And I think folks who were facing issue with following Amitendra on LinkedIn, on the link which I've shared, you can just scan this link, which is on the slide right now. Either take a screenshot or just scan it from your mobile, and it will take you to the basically LinkedIn profile of Amitendra. So, yeah. Okay, I think we have a global audience as well. So, folks on YouTube are watching us from Mauritius, Nigeria, Malaysia, Tennessee. So, welcome everyone. And here I see a lot more introductions coming in, new folks still joining in. So, we are just getting started, folks who have just joined. So, just doing a quick poll here. So, I think most of you have responded. So, 5 more seconds for the poll. How many years of experience do you currently have? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll and also share the results with you folks and our expert Amitendra here. Let's see what have you voted for. 55% of you are currently studying, 10% of you have 0 to 3 years of experience, 6% of you have 3 to 5 years of experience, and 29% of you have more than 5 years of experience. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Definitely this helps our expert have an understanding of what kind of audience with an experience has joined us. Now, quickly moving on towards the agenda of the session today, generative AI and machine learning careers in 2024, talking about that. Starting with the evolving landscape of AI and ML careers here. Over to you, Amit.
Thanks, Rasha. The landscape of AI and ML career is indeed evolving rapidly, reflecting the growing importance of these technologies across various sectors. And to summarize it, if we look into some key points, high demand across industries. So the demand for AI and ML skills is not limited to tech companies anymore. Industries like healthcare, finance, manufacturing, retail, and even agriculture are actively integrating AI-driven solutions to optimize operations, enhance decision making, and improve customer experience. And this cross-industry demand highlights the versatility and impact of AI ML, making these skills highly sought after. Emerging job roles as AI and ML continue to evolve, so do the job roles associated with them. Roles like AI ethicist, ML engineer, and data strategist are gaining prominence, each addressing specific aspects of AI deployment. AI ethicists focus on ensuring ethical considerations are embedded in AI solutions. ML engineer work on implementation and optimization of models, while data strategists guide organization in leveraging data to drive business outcomes. Similarly, hybrid skill set, when we're talking about the demand for professional who can bridge the gap between technical expertise and domain-specific knowledge is rising. For instance, a healthcare professional with AI skills can better apply machine learning to medical diagnostics, while a financial expert with data science knowledge can develop more effective risk models. Continuous learning, the pace of innovation in AI/ML is relentless, making continuous learning and upskilling essential. A professional in this field must stay updated with the latest advancements, whether it's new algorithms, tools, or ethical guidelines. In summary, the evolving landscape of AI and ML career offers vast opportunities, but it also demands adaptability, continuous learning, and willingness to blend technical and domain-specific knowledge.
Thank you.
So that's the landscape.
Thank you so much, Amitendra, for taking us through the landscape first and moving on towards the skills which are required for the next gen AI ML engineers which are in demand.
Next gen AI ML engineer need a diverse skill set to navigate the complexities of modern AI applications. Key areas include expertise in generative AI and large language models, which are foundational for creating advanced AI solutions. Prompt engineering is crucial for fine-tuning AI responses, while skills in AI strategy and consulting enable engineers to align AI initiatives with business goals. And a strong grasp of experimentation and causal inference is necessary for validating models and understanding cause-effect relationship in data. And similarly, proficiency in deep learning, MLOps, and data engineering is essential for building, deploying, and maintaining scalable AI systems. Familiarity with big data technologies like Hadoop and Spark, alongside cloud computing platforms such as AWS, Azure, and GCP, is critical for handling large data sets and complex computations. Similarly, distributed computing and computer vision further expand the capabilities of AI/ML engineers, while forecasting skills are key for predictive modeling in various industries. So, this blend of technical, analytical, and strategic skills positions AI/ML engineers to drive innovation in the rapidly evolving field of artificial intelligence.
Thank you so much, Amitendra, for shedding light on the skills required. We actually have very high attendance now. So I'm just trying to navigate through the folks here to telling them to move their questions in the Q&A box. But moving on to the next slide, talking about the careers in the next gen AI engineering here.
Career path, when we're talking about career path in next gen AI engineering, offer a range of specialized roles, each contributing uniquely to the AI ecosystem. An AI researcher focuses on advancing the theoretical foundations of AI, developing new algorithms, and exploring novel applications. AI developers implement these algorithms into practical solutions, creating intelligent systems and applications. Machine learning engineer, on the other hand, bridge the gap between research and development, designing and optimizing ML models for real-world use. ML ops engineer ensure the seamless deployment, scaling, and monitoring of ML models in production, integrating best practices from both software engineering and data science. When you talk about data scientists, they analyze and interpret complex data to extract actionable insights, often developing predictive models. Decision scientists focus on data-driven decision making, applying statistical and ML techniques to optimize business outcomes. Data engineers, when you talk about, build and maintain the data pipelines and infrastructure needed to support AI/ML initiatives, while business intelligence engineers transform data into meaningful visualizations and reports, helping organizations make informed strategic decisions. These career paths reflect the diverse opportunities available in AI engineering, catering to various intersects and skill set, from research and development to deployment and business strategy.
Thank you so much, Amitendra, for shedding some light on these career paths. We have already started getting, some these career transition questions and a lot of questions about difference between AI and generative AI. Interesting one. But we move on towards the next slide, talking about the future of AI ML careers.
The future of AI ML careers promises an expansive and dynamic landscape. By 2024, professionals in these fields will find diverse roles across various industries, from healthcare and finance to autonomous vehicles and advanced diagnostics. Now, as AI/ML continues to drive disruptive innovation, and this technological revolution will reshape traditional sectors and create new opportunities for growth and development. Moreover, the AI/ML field is a fertile ground for entrepreneurship, fostering the rise of AI-powered startups and all applications that push the boundaries of what's possible. And these careers are globally accessible, enabling remote work and international collaborations, making it easier for professionals to contribute to the benefit from the global AI ecosystem that we talk about. Lifelong learning will be essential, as staying ahead in this rapidly evolving field requires continuous education, adaptation to new technology, and commitment to a growth mindset. So that's what I would say. Lifelong learning is something which is very important in this particular field.
Completely agree with that. And also moving on towards the next slide. Now that we've talked a little bit about GenAI and ML and careers in general, the skills which are required, and what does the future exactly hold in the AI and space here. We have already started getting some amazing questions from you in the Q&A box. Uh, Clearly, I can see a lot of curiosity around it. So I'm pretty sure you're here because you want to know more about it. What's how can pursue a career in it. But before that, before we move on towards the program, we would also love to know what is stopping you from becoming a next gen AI ML expert here. So let me just quickly launch a poll. This one will be a multiple choice poll because there can be multiple concerns, right, when it comes to pursuing a career that took Gen AI and ML. So I'll launch this poll. Feel free to select multiple options if multiple options are your concern. Let me also read out these options for you. So the first one here is I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. Second one, I don't have the practical exposure I need to become job ready. And the third one, I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. And the fourth one, my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. You folks are pretty quick here. A lot of concerns coming our way. But if these are not your concerns, again, the Q&A box is open for you. So please feel free to put down your concerns. I think we have already gotten some, really good questions here. I think a lot of questions about transition. I see a lot of questions about transition that, I am in this field. Is this helpful for me? Or, how can I transition here? So feel free to ask these questions. Please don't feel like, they are silly or stupid. So we'll try to help you out as much as possible. Awesome. I think most of you have responded for the poll, but let's give it 10 more seconds. Last 5 seconds for the poll. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you for sharing your responses here. Let me share it with our expert, Amit, here as well. Let's see what are your concerns. I see 51% of you have voted for I don't have the practical exposure I need to become job ready. Completely makes sense. And 46% of you have given votes for I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. And 41% of you have given votes for my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. And 22% of you have given votes for I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. And thank you so much for sharing that with us. And moving on towards the introduction of our IIT Guwahati's professional certificate program in generative AI and machine learning. So this program comes in collaboration with and ICT Academy, Indian Institute of Guwahati here, and Technology Guwahati here. And this is in collaboration with IBM as well. We'll be talking about what are the courses you get in the module which are in collaboration with IBM. And the program duration is of 11 months. So in case you're a working professional or you have other commitments, if you're a student as well, you can just complete this program by giving 5 to 10 hours of your per week time. We'll be deep diving into the comprehensive curriculum and the industry aligned learning path. What are the modules in the program covered, and what is the learning process of the program as well, and what kind of learning environment do we provide from Simplilearn. And also we have integrated hands-on labs here. So we have capstone projects and 20 plus hands-on projects you can choose to learn from. So this program is completely hands-on. The kind of approach we have here, the hands-on projects you get to work on in many of the modules we cover, that definitely gives you that practical experience which you're looking for. And definitely the practical experience which you get, I think a lot of interviews also, ask about, basically low-level questions, which actually comes from practicing on projects like this. So you'll be able to answer those questions confidently through these projects. We'll be talking more about that. And the format of the classroom is live virtual classrooms. So we do have self-recorded videos. We do have that, but maximum of it is live virtual classrooms, where you get to interact with your instructor and also your peers as well. let me move on towards the next slide. I think we've gotten a question here, who are eligible for this course. Thank you for asking that. So moving on to the next slide here, how are you eligible? So you need to have a fundamental understanding of mathematics and programming concepts. You need to have a bachelor's degree with an overall average of at least 50% mark, and you need to have over of 2 years of formal work experience. Again, this is not a compulsion here. If you have it, that's great. If you don't have it, then it is okay as well. So I'm just sharing that. Now moving on towards how this program exactly prepares you. Any questions so far, folks? Please feel free to put it down in the Q&A box about the program. So please make sure, don't hesitate. Please direct your questions there. And Amitan, if you can take us through how exactly this program builds the generative AI and ML skills step by step. We start with the induction session from Simplilearn, then move on towards the module here.
So we start with the induction, and then after that, we move to programming basics, programming fundamentals. So the idea over here is to give you understanding that how do we code. So we start from the basics of programming, that what a program is all about, and how do we solve a problem using certain programming fundamentals. That's what we start over there. So the idea is to make sure that even if you're coming from a non-programming background, you understand what programming is all about and how it will be utilized in this particular program, as well as in the field that we are getting into. Then we have Python for data science. Here, the idea is that how Python programming is utilized in data science field. So what kind of packages are required in data science from Python perspective? How do we work with them? How do we use them in solving a real-time problem? And what kind of data science concepts will come handy with the help of these Python packages? So that's what we'll be covering in Python for data science. Then we have applied data science with Python. Here we start talking about some data processing that we do. Once we get the data, once we load, how do we load the data into Python environment? And then once we load, what do we do the next then? So how do we get understanding of the data? How do we prepare the data, transform it, or we do some kind of encoding on top of it, which will be suitable for my machine learning models? So we discuss about different techniques which act as a pre-processing step when you are building a machine learning model. So here the focus would be that what kind of data engineering you can carry out on the data so that data is more suitable for your machine learning models, and what kind of challenges you come across and how do we sort out those problems, those challenges. Then we move to machine learning. Here we discuss about different machine learning algorithm comprising of your supervised learning and unsupervised learning. And within supervised, we'll talk about regression algorithm, classification algorithm. So different algorithms which are part of machine learning, how do they work? How do we apply them on a given data set? How do we evaluate them if they're working well or not? So the idea here is to understand how a machine learning model works mathematically, and then how do we implement on the data. All this will be done using Python. Then we'll also be dealing with unsupervised learning. We'll talk about different unsupervised learning algorithms. Idea will remain same. Let's go through a concept first, mathematically how it works, and then take a data set, apply that concept on the data set, and see how we are implementing it, and then eventually evaluate it. And then we'll discuss about the challenges, advantages, disadvantages of that particular algorithm. Then we have deep learning with TensorFlow, where we talk about deep learning algorithms, where we discuss about how TensorFlow comes into the picture when we are talking about deep learning. So here we discuss about basics of deep learning. We discuss about how a perceptron functions and how TensorFlow can be used to build deep learning models. Then you have deep learning specialization, where we go in detail of deep learning algorithms. We talk about how to build multi-layered perceptron, your neural networks, and what are the different components of neural network? How do we work with them? How do we fine-tune neural networks? How do we evaluate neural networks? And then here we also discuss about different types of neural networks. It would be your convolutional neural network for image classification, your recurrent neural network for sequence data processing. We'll be discussing about object detection, the transformer models, which has transformed the way we do NLP task. So those are all will be discussed as part of your deep learning specialization. Then you have essentials of generative AI, prompt engineering, and chat GPT. This is where we start talking about generative AI algorithms. And we discuss how generative AI is different from traditional AI that we talk about, and what is prompt engineering, why it's important, and how it has been helping us in getting the right answer from different large language models. And that's where we'll discuss about chat gpt as well, that how you utilize chat gpt to the maximum extent, and how do we fine tune chat gpt as well. Then we move to advanced generative AI. So essential of generative AI is where you are discussing about the end product, which is the chat gpt. Advanced generative AI, we are discussing how that particular application has been built. So what's the concept behind it? So this is where we discuss about transformer models in detail. We talk about certain frameworks like LangChain, which could be utilized to build your own custom models. So the focus would be that how we take a pre-trained LLM and customize as per your requirement, as per your custom data, and what all models we can build on top of it, and what kind of all applications we can build. And we'll be predominantly using LangChain framework for that, which is designed for working with large language models. And at the end of it, you will have a capstone project which focuses upon your learning from day one till the last day of your session. So it tests your knowledge on right from your Python programming to applied data science, machine learning, deep learning, and so on. So the capstone project over here, you will be given multiple options for capstone project, and these are real-time projects which has been converted into capstone, and it ranges from different domain and industry. In addition to that, you also have electives. You have electives on advanced deep learning and computer vision. You have on natural language processing and speech recognition, reinforcement learning. Time to time, you will have academic master class where an industry expert will come and they will talk about different challenges, different problem that they have solved. So that will be part of your academic master class and industry master class. So this is what the entire program is that you'll be part of.
Thank you so much, Amitendra, for taking us through the curriculum. I think the Q&A box is completely blowing up now, and the chat box as well. We'll be taking your questions, but before that, we have already gotten a question about the tools here. So what are the most important tools, for someone who wants to pursue a career in GenAI and ML? How does this program also covers that?
So some of the tools and platforms are mentioned over here. We are talking about ChatGPT, which you must be using already. So we will explain to you how you can maximize the usage of ChatGPT, how you can customize it. Then we'll talk about different Python framework. It could be, say, Keras, it could be TensorFlow, Matplotlib, sklearn, LangChain, when you are talking about, which is for LLMs. So when you want to work with a large language model and you want to build your own application, LangChain will come very handy. You have OpenCV for computer vision. You have Hugging Face, which has different transformer models which you can utilize for your own application. You have OpenAI, DAL-E. So all these tools and frameworks will be discussed, not to forget Gradio, which is a pretty good tool to deploy your machine learning model quickly. So these are the tools and platforms which will be utilized for your training purpose.
Thank you so much, Amitendra, for taking us through these tools and platforms. And also, I think I've already mentioned about the caption projects, right? So we do have a lot of industry aligned hands-on projects, folks get to work on, which helps them showcase their practical experience. Maybe you can shed some light on that as well.
So the project portfolio that you're talking about here, Rasha, it comes from different industry, different background, which is where I find them very unique in a sense that if you see one is coming from the automated ship detection, where you're building a model which can detect a ship and that could be used for autonomous sailing purpose. Similarly, it's coming from a EDN statistics. That's a domain. We are talking about feature analysis. How do we understand the deeper feature in the given data set, which could be used for say clinical trial purpose, or probably it could be used for some financial modeling that you are doing, or it could be exploring the road safety for autopilot feature with data analysis. So here we are talking about how we can handle the road safety using autopilot feature, or it could be building a recommendation system which will improve the marketing campaign for an organization. So these projects which they come from different domain, different industry, and you get to work with them. You get the understanding that what kind of problem is getting solved in a particular industry, and then you get the data, you start working on it, which gives you a lot of confidence in terms of how to solve a particular problem end to end.
Thank you so much, Amitendra, for sharing your comments on the projects here. Folks, any questions about the projects, the tools? We are open to your questions. We already have plenty of questions there, and we'll be addressing them pretty soon. But before that, also let me introduce you to the program advisor we have here. So Dr. Gaurav Trivedi, who's an associate professor of electronics and electrical engineering and principal investigator for the ENICT Academy, IIT Guwahati. Basically make sure that Simplilearn is delivering as per standards of IIT Guwahati courses here. And moving on towards the learner outcomes here. I'm pretty sure you must be curious, who are the people, who are joining these courses, which industries do they come from, what companies are they joining, these courses from when transitioning. So interestingly, the previous classes have consisted of learners coming from world-class companies like Amazon, Wells Fargo, Deloitte, Infosys, TCS, PwC, Genpact, Dell, EY, just to name a few of them. And also diverse industries like IT, software product, e-commerce, BFSI, just to name a few of them. Again, like it does not restrict to only these industries or companies, but just to give you an approximate idea here. Also, I think a lot of questions about placement, assistance, what happens once you're done with the program, does Simplilearn help in any way? So we do that. For Indian, obviously this program is for Indian learners. So we do have, our partnerships with IM Jobs, where you get Simplilearn's career assist services. Again, like this is not placement, career assistance. I don't think so anyone can guarantee 100% placement anywhere, first of all. But yeah, so with this, you get IM Jobs Pro membership for 6 months for free, where your profile gets highlighted to the recruiters and for, particularly for the profiles you're applying for. And you also get resume, basically prep services as well, where you get an SME assigned. And within a week, the SME helps you with the resume building and prep based on the skill set and job role you're specifically applying for. And there is a continuous feedback session there, which takes up to 1 to 2 weeks, and you should be able to get a final resume in your hand after that. And after that, also you can get in touch with the SME in case there is a requirement. Similarly, you also get a spotlight on IM Jobs, which I mentioned, where your profiles get highlighted to the recruiters here. So with this, what exactly you'll be getting from this program by IIT Guwahati? So you'll be getting basically a certificate, which is with powered by Simplilearn by an ICT Academy, IIT Guwahati. You can see the certificate here on the screen, and you can see the certification is for a professional certificate program in generative AI and machine learning. You can see all the accreditations here. You can see, and also obviously this program is in collaboration with IBM. IBM has a lot of these modules which are a part of the curriculum and also electives as well. So you can see we'll also be getting IBM course completion certificates with this. So now just to sum it up, we have covered a lot of things. So you will be getting the practical exposure through the 25 plus hands-on projects and 3 industry-oriented caption projects we have. Also eligibility for a campus immersion program organized at IIT Guwahati as well. You also get to be part of the executive IIT Guwahati, alumni circle as well after you're done with the program. So again, a good networking opportunity here, I would say, and access to a wide array of AI tools which we have covered: ChatGPT, Hugging Face, DALI 2, Midjourney, and more. And again, like curriculum is delivered by live virtual classes by seasoned industry experts and also IIT Guwahati, professors there as well. So yeah, with this we would like to conclude, and we would love to know your interest. Are you interested in enrolling to the professional certificate program in generative AI and machine learning by E and ICT Academy IIT Guwahati? I'm launching a poll which will ask you for your interest, and you can respond as yes if you would like to share your interest towards enrollment. After this, we'll be quickly moving towards the enrollment steps, where I'll be sharing the program fee and the structure, and where you can go and download the brochure of the program as well. And what happens after this as well, how exactly we do help out on onboarding into the program, what are the cohorts which are available as well. So we do have limited cohort. I'll be sharing about that because most of the seats are filled, because this is a very in-demand program we have for generative AI and machine learning. So let's give it like I think few seconds for the poll. And folks who are watching us live on our YouTube channel, you can also share your interest towards enrollment. You will be seeing a link towards the program on the top of the live chat. And you can just click on that and follow the similar onboarding steps, just like the way I'm going to cover up next. Great. I think you folks are pretty quick here. A lot of interest coming towards enrollment. Yeah, I think yeah, Priya is asking what is the fee. Yeah, I'll be sharing that in the enrollment steps page. For folks, also just to highlight, in case you're not able to pay the fee in altogether, we do have finance and EMI installment options available with partners. So you can opt for that as well. There is a zero interest fee there. I'll be sharing about that in the enrollment steps in case you're looking for that as well. Let's give it 10 more seconds because I see most of you responded. Few of you are still thinking about it. I'll share links of other programs as well you can explore in case you're still exploring. We do have these webinars throughout the month in case you're exploring other programs as well. I'll be covering the fee and enrollment steps. I think last 5 seconds for the poll. I see the poll is still moving. That is why I'm extending the timing. But yeah, last 5 seconds. Are you interested in enrolling into the professional certificate program in generative AI and machine learning? E and ICT Academy by IIT Guwahati here. And you can respond as yes by sharing your enrollment interest. And yeah, we'll be quickly moving on towards the enrollment steps, talking about the fee and the upcoming cohort. I will be sharing the fee in the enrollment steps, Amrita. Amrita, Shishu, I think a lot of people are asking about that. Yeah, let's wait for a few more seconds. So last 5 seconds, folks, for the poll. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you so much for sharing the interest. I think one question about any other AI courses. We do have a lot of generative AI courses newly launched. I'll be sharing the link towards the programs. Just give me some time. Bill, let me just first quickly take them through the enrollment steps here. So the fee here for obviously this program is for the India region, just to clear that off. So the fee here is 1,34,999 INR rupees, including taxes. And as I mentioned, there are financing partners available in case you want to pay it in installments or EMIs. So we can go as low as 4,594 INR rupees per month. What basically partners to go for, we do have those options. The learning consultants from Simplilearn will help you out with that. There are 3 simple, easy steps you have to follow. I'll show that in the next slide. And the basically step 1 here is you have to submit an application to us. So now that you have shared your interest towards enrollment, the learning consultants from Simplilearn will reach out to you and they will help you onboard you into the program. So I'm just making you aware of what's going to happen next, so you're aware of it and not surprised by it. Again, like very 3 simple easy steps. So the step 2 here is your application will go for review based on the eligibility and the prerequisites which I've shared earlier. And also the step 3 is the final admissions offer, which will be shared from learning consultants from Simplilearn. Again, like if you have any questions, you can reach out to us at askus@simplilearn.net. I'll share that email ID in the chat with you in case you want to drop us any queries even after the webinar as well. Not talking about the cohort, I think few questions about that as well. So the next upcoming cohort is starting on the classes are starting on October 19th, but the induction, the welcome session is starting on September 4th. We do have very limited seats for this. It is a very in-demand program here. So if you have already shared your interest, if you are planning to join in this particular month, so then definitely a good cohort to join. In case you're planning to join after that, you can just let the civil learning consultants from Civilian know about it. They will help you out with alternate options of cohorts as well, which are after that. Yeah, quickly moving on towards the Q&A here. Folks who want to go and download the syllabus, want to check out the program landing page, all the things we have covered, which we anyways will be sharing with you over your email. But if you want to check out right now, you can just scan this code, take a screenshot of this scan code which you see on the screen, and it will take you there to download the syllabus there and check out details about the programs. Yeah, moving towards the Q&A. I think Amit, there are plenty of questions there. I think we do have some time. We'll try to address it as much as possible. So let me also see if the questions I can address. So let's have a look at it. I think one question I would like to highlight, I think repetitive question that what is the difference between AI and generative AI? So I think that difference is, I think, has been asked during the chat as well.
AI and generative AI, when you're talking about AI, is a broader term which encompasses different kind of algorithm which are part of your AI domain. So it could be talking about, say, speech recognition when you talk, or it could be, say, working with the images, video synthesis, autonomous vehicle you're talking about. So there's this entire broad spectrum for AI, AI as a term when you're talking about, and there are a number of algorithm part of it which are solving some or the other problem. Generative AI is subset of AI, which is focusing only on generating newer content. So based on the kind of training it has gone through, it can learn in terms of creating new text data or audio or video images. So that's what generative AI is. So generative AI is a subset of artificial intelligence. That's how you have to look at it.
Thank you so much for answering that. I hope that answers, few of the questions which are asked about the same. I think one question here by Sarth here. I think he's an alumni of one of the digital marketers program by Simplilearn, and he's asking how exactly this AIML program is helpful for him if he wants to pursue it.
So he's already part of the digital marketing course, you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. And it also has a generative AI elective. So yeah.
Okay, so AI ML, if you talk about as a tool, have become quite pivotal in transforming digital marketing by enhancing strategies, say personalizing customer experience, optimizing campaigns, and like personalization. When you talk about AI and ML algorithms, analyze user data to deliver personalized content, recommendations, ads. So by understanding individual preferences and behaviors, businesses can tailor their marketing messages and product suggestions to better meet the needs of each user. Similarly, it can be used for customer segmentation. It could be used for in predictive analytics, chatbots and virtual assistants. When you're talking about AI-powered chatbots, virtual assistant provide real-time customer support in digital field, which you're talking about. Content creation, AI tools can assist in generating content such as a blog post, social media updates, email campaigns. So generative AI models can create text that aligns with the brand's tone and style, streamlining content creation processes. So there are a number of avenues within the digital marketing field where you can apply AI and ML tools and frameworks. So if you're thinking how it will help you, it will boost your career. When you're talking about AI ML courses, it will uh, it will give you a new set of tools which you can apply in your field and can get better result.
Thank you so much for answering that, Amitindra. We have one interesting question here by Subbu Bharati. Says that want to data analytics and deep learner and computer vision, age 42, student in IGNU, elementary school educator, possible, want to make it sure, dedicated. So that is the question.
Come again, didn't get the entire question actually.
I'll just
What
drop
was
it
that?
in. I'll drop it in the chat also for you.
Sure.
I'll just do that. I think he basically wants to know.
Want to
Yeah.
Sorry. So want to data analytics and deep learner in computer vision, student in IGNOU elementary school possible, want to make it sure. And not able to get clear question on this,
Yeah, I think
Rasha, but I think
if
yeah, Subhabharti is already learning computer vision and probably wants to know that how this can help in that particular field. So I want to tell that computer vision has been entirely transformed by the help of your machine learning algorithms. When you talk about image classification, image segmentation, object detection, we have achieved different level of performance altogether in last few years. So and it's not that it's ending over there, it's going to the next level also. When you talk about generating new images with the help of generative AI, that's part of your computer vision itself. So anything related to image where we are actually applying any kind of AI tools or technique, that is basically your computer vision. So computer vision has been transformed entirely, and there will be a lot of more many more applications which will be coming in this particular field. So it would be a better choice to learn these algorithms and see how it's actually making the difference in the field of computer vision.
thank you so much, Amitindra, for answering that. Rakshita, just give us some time. We have gotten plenty of questions here. I'll go to your question. Just allow me some time. We have one question by Sadab Anwar here. How does the course differentiate between traditional machine learning and AI? And then there are two other questions, I think three other questions by him. So we can have a look.
How this course helps differentiate between traditional ML and AI? Basically, when you're talking about getting into this particular field, you have to start with the traditional ML that we generally talk about, because that's your foundation. You are learning how to solve a business problem using certain learning algorithm. And it's not that every business problem that you come across will be solved through some cutting edge deep learning algorithm using neural networks or probably a transformer network. Lot many places a simple machine learning algorithm might be a decision tree, might be a support vector machine would be sufficient to solve the problem. So the idea is this, that you get the good foundation of machine learning algorithms, which is where your traditional ML is coming into the picture, and then move to the advanced part of it, where we discuss about deep learning algorithms, and then even getting into the most advanced recent developments which have happened. That's where we start talking about generative AI. And also the course covers the entire set of algorithms, right from your traditional to advanced to even more advanced algorithms. Okay.
Thank you so much for addressing that, Amitendra. Do let us know, Satyap, if you have any follow-up questions. We have one question from the YouTube live chat box. This is by Malik Arjun Reddy. Says that I am a IBM middleware admin with moderate shell scripting. I have reached good level in my salary. I have 13 years in IT. For say, if I have to earn 70 to 80 lakhs per annum, INR, you think this course would help?
Okay. When you're
I
talking about
just one
IBM
more addition.
middleware developer is what I heard.
Yeah, he says that
Sorry.
I have no idea of development.
No idea of development.
Yeah.
But he's into middleware, right?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he has middleware development idea about means what the job that he is into. So if I extend his expertise and I take help of AI ML, how it couples with it, I would say that you can think of, say, in your field, performance optimization, where AI and ML can analyze, say, middleware performance data to identify bottlenecks and optimize system performance. Similarly, you can have automated troubleshooting, like AI-driven tools can automate the detection and resolution of common middleware issues, reducing the need for manual intervention. Or enhanced monitoring, you can think of capacity planning, where you can take help of AI and ML. So the idea is this, that you already have good domain expertise in a particular field where you're already working. So now you have to start thinking that how my domain expertise coupled with the AI tools can add value to any organization. And I think when you look at from that particular perspective, you will be able to find a lot of applications, solutions that you can create. And that's how you have to look into it. And that's how you have to acquire knowledge as well.
Thank you so much for answering that, Amitendra. I hope Malik Arjuna Reddy helps you with that. Let us know if you have any follow-up questions. Uh, Let me also quickly browse through more questions here. Let's see what have we got.
Okay, meantime, I have a question from Rakshita, which I would like to answer. How AI and ML helps in commerce BCom students, right? That was a question that was asked earlier. Just to tell you, AI ML is a tool, and you have to start thinking how it helps in the domain that you are getting into. So when you talk about data analysis and insights, it is useful for any kind of business. So when you're looking to work with a large data set, uncovering trends, insights. So any field you talk about, it will be required these days, because every field is generating a lot of data. So BCom students can leverage these technologies to understand market trends, customer behavior, financial metrics. It could be financial forecasting you're looking for risk management. It could be operational efficiency. So all these fields you can utilize AI and ML. So even for BCom, when you are doing tomorrow, probably you will be thinking of doing a MCom as well, and getting into a financial field. And that's where it will be very useful to have these tools in your skill set.
I hope that answers your question, Rakshita. Let us know if you have any follow-up questions. I think a lot of questions about job placement here. Folks, we do not provide job placement, but we do provide career assistance. I'm so sorry. We have in partnerships with IM Jobs, which helps you with your job search. Okay, I don't know if we have addressed this already, but I'm just highlighting this question. I know simple basics of Python, but I don't know how to code. What can I do? Even I NumPy, but still, if someone give me a program, I know the concept, but while code, I can't do that.
You have to practice. That's the only solution to it. You know the code, but probably have not solved real-time problems. And if you want to get into data science, start taking a lot of data and work with it. That's where you will start learning coding. So coding is in our field, just think of it as a helping hand. Start solving some problem. It could be as simple as taking some, say, retail data and summarizing it, finding daily sales, monthly sales, weekly sales. It could be as simple as that. So you take some data, import in Python, and ask yourself that if I have to answer a question like what's the monthly sales, how will I answer? and start coding, and you practice on that, take more problems, solve it, and that will give you a lot of confidence in coding.
I hope that helps you, Roshni. And also, I would like to address one question by Hemant here. Is there any other GATE exam preparation course in Simplilearn? I'm so sorry, we do not have any GATE exam preparation courses. I think there's enough, plenty of them in India. So, and one question, one more good question by Hemant here. What is the difference between machine learning engineer and a computer science engineer?
Machine learning engineer, computer science engineer. See, computer science engineering, when you're talking about, you are taught more of a generic programming that you're talking about, and like different kind of frameworks, platforms, programming languages are taught to you, and it's also taught to you that how do you do a software engineering entirely. Now, machine learning engineering is a very specialized field where you need to work with the data, and how do you analyze it? How do you create certain pipelines, which could be for data pre-processing, it could be for model building, deployment. So it's a specialized field where you're focusing mainly on data related tasks. And on top of that, you can learn to build some algorithms as well. So that's what the difference is.
For folks who are asking questions about generative AI again and ML and AI, we have the recording for you. You can. I understand that you folks are freshers or beginners. It might not be easy to understand immediately, so you can look at the recording as well. Let me just check. Okay, I think we have managed to address, I think, yeah, most of the questions here, Amitendra. So I'm just looking, any other questions we have, any new questions we have, please do let us know, folks. We do have few minutes. Meanwhile, I'll just move on towards the end. Would like to close the webinar and would like to thank Amitendra here for joining us for this program review and taking us through the GenAI and ML landscape here. I think we also saw a lot of interest towards enrollment into the IIT Guwahati's program. I think we can expect a lot of these folks in the upcoming cohorts. Would you like to say something to these aspiring GenAI and ML learners here before we close the session?
I would say that if you have attending this particular webinar, it means that you have made up your mind, you want to get into this particular field. And this program is quite comprehensive, where we have made sure that right from the starting, the fundamentals are cleared, and then on top of that, we build more advanced concepts. So from that angle, this is quite a comprehensive program. So I would say that look into it, and once people who are joining in, I would say I will see you in the session next month, and rest of you, best of luck.
Yes, and thank you so much, Amitendra, once again. I think there were a few folks asking about the generative AI courses here. Let me do one thing before I move on towards the webinar certificate poll. You can scan the code on the screen, which you see, if you want to check out basically the course which we are talking about by IIT Guwahati. But in case you want to check out other generative AI courses, we do have that. There is a special section here provided for generative AI courses here. If you go to all courses, go to generative AI, there are plenty of other generative AI courses, which might help you out. So you can do that as well. I'm just trying to click on that. Just click on one of them. Yeah, these are the courses which you can check out. So, yeah. There are plenty of other courses which you can check out here. Just go to generative AI Simplilearn. I'm just sharing the link here as well in case you want to check out. And if you click on the scan code or like scan the code and go to the link, you again will find suggestions on other programs as well. So yeah, that should help. Now with this, we would like to conclude. And before I go towards the webinar certificate poll to capture your full name, we would also love to know how was the session for you. So I'm just launching a poll to understand how did you like the content of the session of this program review. And you can rate us out of 5, 5 being the highest, excellent if you had a good time, if you understood something new about GenAI and ML landscape, I'll keep this poll live for next 10 seconds and we quickly move on towards the webinar certificate poll. For folks who have feedback, once I end the session on Zoom, you will get a pop-up by Zoom and it will just have one question. That's all. So you just have to tell us what can we do to make our webinars better. You can drop us a suggestion on the topics you want us to see cover, maybe categories of courses or particular category you want to see, particular tool you want us to cover. So we actually look into your suggestions and come up with a lot of different type of webinars as well to help you out. So please do that and yeah. And also, thank you for being an amazing audience here. Thank you for being a very lovely, cooperative audience here. And if in case you feel like, okay, we were not able to address your question, or if you feel like, okay, you have a question later on. So what you can do is, you can drop us basically mail at askus@simplilearn.net. I'm sharing that email ID on the chat here. Just quickly go and do that, make a note of it. And, learning consultants from Simplilearn will reach out to you and help you out. So, yeah. Just share that email ID in the chat as well. Awesome. I think last 5 seconds for the poll. How satisfied are you with the content of this session? You can rate us out of 5, and 5 being the highest here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ending the poll now. A lot of 5s there. Thank you so much. Now moving on towards the certificate poll. So you can see the certificate on the screen, and I'm launching the poll, which will ask you for your full name. So now the poll is launched on Zoom. Just go and quickly enter your full name for getting the certificate. And this is how the certificate will look like. Now, meanwhile, you're entering your full name, make sure that there are no grammatical errors. So I'm just also sharing that you can share the certificate and screenshots of the webinar, insights about it on LinkedIn, showcase your professional development with your network. And you can also tag us if you can handle, and also our expert Amit Srivastava. I'm sharing details on the chat here. And also there is a hashtag which folks are using, hashtag simply grow. You can use that as well. If you go and follow this hashtag and check out, you will find hundreds of posts for folks posting from around the world. So you get to connect with like-minded folks as well, who are in the same headspace as, they also want to grow. And yeah, I think let's give like 10 more seconds for the poll. Naresh says, thank you so much. Sigvi says, thank you for your session. Amitendra and Rashad, appreciate your comments here, folks. How was the session for you? You can let us know in the chat as well. I think Amitendra's link might not work on the chat. So what I'm doing is I'm just going back and taking this scan code and putting it here. Anyways, you have scanned the program page now. So you can just scan this code which you see on the screen. And it will take you to Amitendra's LinkedIn page where you can follow him over for updates. If you share the certificate, which you should receive within 24 to 48 hours after webinar, you can also tag him as well, share your experience in a one-liner if you want. And yeah, I think Amitendra, if you see their post, like definitely give them a shout out as well. So, yeah.
Sure.
Folks, anyone facing issue with the poll right now, you can just drop us a mail that you are here and you're not able to access the poll at webinars@simplilearn.net. And just mention that you have attended this webinar till the end. And this is the webinar and this is your full name. So we'll send you the certificate. Please don't worry. I think last 5 seconds for the poll. I see a lot of appreciation for on the comments here. Naresh says thank you. Shivaji says thank you. Thank you very much, folks. Didn't get the poll. Show it again. It is already there. I cannot show it again, but I can check out the mail, mail ID which I've shared. As I'm a part of the data scientist program by Simplilearn, so that was good. Appreciate it. Awesome, folks. I think I'll be ending the poll now. Thank you so much. Please scan the code, take a screenshot of the code which you see on the screen. And you can also find Amitendra by his full name, Amitendra Srivastava, on LinkedIn. So yeah, please follow. And thank you so much once again, folks. Thank you for being a lovely audience. Thank you for your comments here. And thank you, Amitendra, for an amazing session. Yeah. Thank you. Have a good night, folks.
Thanks, Rasha. Good night.